Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. A few weeks back, I had posted on my Instagram that I wanted to do a Q&A with my husband. We answered some questions, but I didn't want to just throw every single thing out there because there was a topic that came up that we went in on, and my husband and I both started talking. I just thought it would be better to just break it up into a whole episode instead of trying to do one huge Q&A. So please enjoy today's video. How did your kids respond to your respective divorces and then remarriage?
They adjusted accordingly because of the way I raised them.
I would say that my kids didn't really, first off, they were both very young when I first got divorced. I don't even know that they knew anything or that they understood it. I think, if I'm being honest, we kind of had ups and downs throughout the marriage, so they didn't really understand. They kind of just probably thought, well, she's gonna do her own thing for a little while and then things will go back to the way they used to be, because that was the pattern of their life. It was like up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't think that they really understood. Now, I will say that my daughter was very, very, very angry with me for a long time until I finally had to sit down and talk to her and be like, hey, like, you know, I'm still your mom and you can't treat me like this. I understood why she was upset. I wasn't angry with her or anything like that. My son was just very...
He was young, though.
He was very young. He was like Enoch's age. So he was just like, I don't really even know what's going on. And then their dad also worked out of town and stuff. It was easier for them to adjust because they knew like their dad was gone for a while and then would come home. So that wasn't very hard.
Yeah, their adjustment to the 2 weeks and 2 weeks. Whereas I was there every day for Riley and Chunky, so it was weird for them to have to, and that's in the rotation we had too because of their mom's work schedule. It was weird at first too, so it was like 2 days here, 2 days here, weekends here. It was bad. It was hard at the beginning. And then I was working nights, so I missed the bus a couple of times to pick them up. Yeah. It was just a hard season, man. It
was a very hard season. It wasn't anything that either one of us are proud of or anything like that, but that was also, previous salvation. We didn't understand marriage the way that we do now, and so divorce now is not our option.
It don't mean we ain't been tested, though.
I plan on doing an episode about that, but yes, divorce isn't an option now, and we understand biblically why, and spiritually we're in this. But then we thought that we knew or we wanted that to be our options. And there was a lot behind it, but I don't feel comfortable sharing.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I was struggling with saying.
It wasn't all he and I's story.
Anyways, what was the second part of the question?
Then the second part of the question was, how did they deal with the remarriage?
I don't think the remarriage was hard for them. Well, if they know your testimony, then they know that you were pregnant. Then we got saved later on and stuff like that. So they were already adjusting to like, oh, okay, this is happening. And then y'all moved in, so it's like, okay, this is happening. Then they saw me get saved. We were going to church. So when it was, I think I probably sat Riley and Chunky down for sure and told them, like, I either got to marry her or no, because it's a sin.
Yeah.
Like,
we've always,
that we did.
Yeah. We've always been very open and honest with our kids. Of course, there are certain things that we haven't told them yet, and that's because of their age group right now.
Oh yeah, the truth is the truth.
The truth is the truth, and we don't have anything to hide from them, but at the same time, there's just certain things that we don't feel like they're ready to mentally be able to handle. And so we've told them, if y'all ever have any questions, y'all can come and talk to us, whatever. We don't ever want to keep a secret or,
if they think they're ready and they want to hear all the little details, then we'll tell them. But
But we don't ever want to portray to them that we had it all together or whatever, like that sense. And then also, we don't ever want them to look at us as hypocrites or that we were hiding something from them or any of that.
The whole story will be told. Like that's without a doubt. It's going to come with time. It's not like...
Right.
But yeah, if they ever want to know, I'll tell them.
Yeah.
Like if y'all come and y'all ask the question, I'll tell you. It ain't...
Yeah. It's honesty is a big deal in our home. Both of us have that as our base core for whatever reason. Honesty is number one in our home, and we've always wanted to be honest with our kids and never sugarcoat anything or make them feel like they don't deserve to know or whatever, or find out from someone else a perspective about us that isn't true. So,
but we would also have to break it down per kid. There's one kid, I'm not going to point out which one's which, but there's one kid that really struggles with the thought of this marriage even existing and not going back to the old marriage.
Yeah.
Like, that child thinks, even though it was bad, you should have stuck it out. Like, I do see that to an extent, but not to the level of bad that it was. No person sticks that out. If anything, you know what I mean? I'm trying not to give too much, you know what I mean? But yeah, so there's one child that I think still struggles with it from time to time, for sure, or even just struggles with it daily and just accepted this is it. One of them's just like, whatever, this is my life and these are my siblings and that's my parent, that kid's all about it. Anyways, and then I think one of them struggles with it to an extent, but has seen the change. And although that kid has seen us be bad too, this is still a progressive house. It's still we're still moving toward change. We're still moving for the better.
Toward,
we're always getting better.
And we didn't just stop and say, okay, well, that didn't work out, so let's just
give up or just keep being bad. No, we're stumbling and crawling and falling down and scraping our knees, but
they definitely
we're still climbing the mountain.
Us climb the mountain a time or three. I would say as a whole, as far as the remarriage went, again, that was another thing that we sat down and told them, like, hey, we're going to get married, and
but I think
this
it's the
is
understanding why. This is why. I bet I told them, or we told them why.
Yeah. We sat down with the Bible and told them why we were getting married, and that God says this and that we can't, because we were living together before we got saved. We had been living together, and then we get saved and we have this realization that we either have to be married or we need to go our separate ways and live totally different lives. And of course we decided to get married. We sat down with them and they understood that, and they were more open to the idea, and they were more like, okay, I can see why. We always try to hit them with the logical point of view and let them see logically why that makes sense, and then also biblically and spiritually why.
Logically is definitely the way I try to go about it, because saved or not saved, logic's logic. You don't need a biblical basis to not put your foot on a fire. You know what I mean? Right. I really try to use logic to explain and not outsmart them or manipulate them. Like, truth is truth. That's what I tell them. I just try to get them to think, okay, that makes sense.
In each season, it's been an up and down, because they also have other lives outside of this one. Each set of kids has different homes that they go to and experience different things. So our home isn't just the only area that they struggle in or don't struggle in, for that matter.
Or influenced by. And that comes through.
Yeah. That's a whole struggle on its own. Just the difference in parenting.
Everybody
has their own home in a different way. So that in itself can be,
and everybody thinks they're right.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not a knock to us or them or nothing like that. Every human on earth thinks they're right. The Bible says that, you know what I mean?
Right. Everybody is running their home the way they think it should be ran, and so we run ours differently than both of the other homes, but they run theirs differently than,
but they do. But what I'm saying is they don't do nothing. Like, I look at their houses too and like, dang, why can't we do that? You know what I mean?
No. There's positives and negatives to
all houses,
all the homes. I mean, ours isn't perfect by any means. We have actually had the conversation like that we've done worse in some senses, and we've been like, oh my goodness, like, we're not showing them Christ, or we're not showing, this, we're being worldly or whatever. Each individual home has its own struggles and ups and downs, but as an overall for our home, I feel like everyone adjusted well. And then Enoch came into the picture, and everybody embraced him. Not so much at first. One of them was like, you're going to love him more. But then once he was here and, everybody got to see him and everything, it was a welcomed surprise. And now he is just in there with them when they're here, and he misses them when they're gone. That's a whole dynamic on its own as well. So I would say as a whole, though, I think that they've all handled it very well. Hey y'all, if you enjoyed today's video and don't want to miss out on content like this, then please click over here to subscribe to my channel. Or if you want to watch more videos like this, then you can click right here.